Okay, we're back again, guys. We fast forward to the part where I have the I-beam ready that's going to comprise of our actual rack that holds our motorcycle. Basically, sorry I'm a little out of breath, I'm up here in the mountains. Still not used to it yet, but bear with me here. What I'm getting at is we've now beaten, cut, smashed, whatever it took, our RV frame into this piece that you see here. And from an engineering perspective, I'm not an engineer, but a proficient mechanic and fabricator on the side. And you know, some people would have to ask, well, is it strong? Is it going to be strong enough? Or I'd be afraid it's not strong enough to hold your motorcycle back there, because obviously you do not want this breaking or falling off. So in my case, we're going just extreme overkill, massive sized, square tubing, and a big I-beam from an RV frame. So just as long as your welds are decently proficient and you have enough of them, it's going to be more than enough to hold a bike back here. Like I said, if there's any questions, you could also have it welded, drill holes, and bolt it through as well. So just to mock up our piece, bear with me here. I'm kind of on uneven ground in this mountain, but I'm just going to show you guys how it's going to be. It's basically going to be something like that, you know. I'm going to come in and give it some real good welds and ultimately weld this I-beam to our rectangle beam, and that's going to comprise of our motorcycle rack, you know. A guy could even have like a separate little ramp or something like that folds up or tucks away, however you want to do it. That way it'd be a little easier to ride your motorcycle or push your motorcycle up on there. But this is it. It's ultra simple, super beefy, you know. Should be more than safe enough to take your trick bike or your dirt bike or your stunt bike wherever you want to go. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and weld that up, and then I'll check back with you guys when I have a final product. Okay, we're back again. We're to the point where we've got our I-beam mocked up to our main rectangle beam, and I'm going to go ahead and start shooting some MIG welds down on that, and hopefully we'll get a finished product. At the end, we're going to need some kind of wheel chock, you know. I'll weld on another piece of metal right here, a little gate. That way your front tire can, you know, have something to reinforce down when you strap it down with your tie downs. So I'm going to go ahead and start ripping out a couple welds right here. Should be good to go. Okay, that should get us started. I've got a couple spots tacked up on it. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these welds knocked out, and then we'll fast forward to when I'm about to finish it up, and we'll put the wheel chock on it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, we're back again. Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages. What we're looking at here is the rough design of my receiver hitch style motorcycle rack. That way you can carry your stunt bike, your dirt bike, whatever you want. It's built beefy enough. You can even carry your street bike, although I'd recommend some nuts and bolts at some point. You know, if you're going to do a real heavy street bike or something like that, you could nut it and bolt it, drill through, just to give you some extra insurance. I'm welded all the way down around the sides and on the top and bottom. So needless to say, it's beefy, it's not going anywhere. Here's the little prototype mock-up of my wheel chock to keep the bike in place when it's strapped down. She ain't perfectly symmetrical, but it'll work. We're not trying to win a beauty contest here. Just build a cheap motorcycle rack out of all recycled metal. You know what I mean? So I didn't buy any of this metal. It was just all stuff that I recovered off my property. You know, there's a lot of junk laying around this property, so I got kind of lucky. You know, so a guy could do this at home with some decent welding skills. You know, it's not something you want to take for granted because safety's an issue if this thing's not done right. In my case, this is done overkill. You could even do some more reinforcement bars from underneath if you're worried about it cracking loose. In my case, I should be pretty good here. You know, you might want to check with your state or local laws on you know, racks and stuff in the back, but I'm here in New Mexico, it's pretty laid back, so I should be good to go with this. So yeah, so after we're done, we're going to drop a little bit of duplicolor truck bed coating on there. It's kind of just like a wannabe rhino liner out of a can, and that'll keep this old metal from rusting any further, and it'll look halfway decent. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to get to welding on this last piece on here, if you guys want to stick with me for another minute, and we'll be done. Get my trusty mask. You always want to protect your eyes, at least your hands when you're welding, from getting burned. I usually like to wear at least a decent long sleeve. You know, I get some burns occasionally still. They make nice leather sleeves and all that, but if you're just an occasional welder, make sure you at least got a good mask, protect your eyes, your face, some gloves, and a long sleeve shirt, and you could probably get by for some average stuff. So let's see what we got here. Let me get our grinder on this to clean this up just a little bit. You know, if you try to weld through rust and stuff like that, it's not gonna stick as good. So let me hit it a little bit right here and just kind of get her cleaned up. About where our piece is gonna be. Nice because this helmet has a grinding mode, that way when you switch to grind you can still protect your face but without it blacking out all the way. So let's see here. Let me clean this puppy up just a little bit right here. Okay, that's big enough for us to get a halfway respectable weld out of that. Okay, so let's get some juice going. Bear with me, I'm just up here in the mountains working off the ground right now, but it's an accurate representation of what a normal guy would be able to do in his backyard or something, you know, so it's not too bad of a deal. Let's get our little Hobart welder fired back up. Get some grounding action going. And let's get a couple welds started on our wheel chock. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing that, you know. We ain't looking for no beauty contest here. We just do a little rack. Okay. And I've confirmed, I had to open this up a little bit. I confirmed that this does fit my street bike tire in here, which is on my stunt bike, which is my widest tire. So it'll be good for everything I'm doing. Looks fairly close, so let's get a couple welds going, guys. Just want to switch over from the grinding mode, so I'll burn my eyeballs out. got a nice little bead started right there. I'm gonna finish that up in a little bit. For now, let's mock up a little bit of what this rhino lining looks on here. I mean, we all know the proper way to do things is to sand down all your rust and all that stuff, but in our case, we're just doing kind of a quick job here. So, you know, try to do things the right way, not how I'm doing them right now. But I don't know. Let's take a peek at what the rhino lining will look like. I'll probably clean it up a little bit more before I hit the main thing. You know, I mean, it'd be smart to just take your time and